Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today I want to speak on being gay due to trauma and being gay due to being born gay. Okay, what got me on this topic was I've been doing some deep healing and like healing my father issues and father wounds and stuff. And I once resonated with being down low gay woman. Okay, well, the more I started working on my father wounds and myself, my own issues with that, I realized that most people are, well, not most, a lot of people are gay only due to the traumatic experiences that happened to them as children, which got me into like being down low and stuff. And it got me to working on my, like the wounds with my father, and you know how I never saw a real strong masculine energy in my life. I've never had a positive male role model in my life ever. So while I was working on that wound, I created this deck of channeled messages from your father, messages that your father wanted to say or wouldn't say. For me, my father has passed, so I'm a medium, meaning I am able to communicate with the deceased. I've done people in my family, as far as like I've contacted people from my family that deceased, and some of my friends' family members whose family members deceased. You understand? And as I was putting these messages on these cards, I was like, well, I could use this deck of cards to do my own work on my own healing, to get answers and stuff about what went on with my father when he wasn't in my life, because I was told that he didn't want me, but come to find out, my mother didn't allow him to be in my life because he told somebody or told people that I wasn't his, or whatever reason she had, you know. So I just wanted answers. Well, as I was going through the channeled messages, one of the cards said I lived a lifestyle that I was ashamed of and I didn't want you to know. And as I, mind you, like I said, I'm a medium, so as I'm talking to my father, and especially during this session, because I do sessions on myself as well, like to do deep healing. And basically my father confirmed that he was down low. And it had me thinking, like, I started thinking about all the relationships and situationships I've ever been in. And it got me thinking on how most of the men I dealt with always had some type of speculation that they were like bi or something. And I used to just think I was tripping. I'm like, oh, you just tripping, you know. But then it got me to thinking about it. I went a little bit deeper with it. I started like doing some research like on psychology of people who are like in a closet, who down low and stuff. And lo and behold, a lot of the men who I dealt with fit the criteria, and so did my father. So it's like I got confirmation from what I channeled from my father through looking up the psychological evaluations of people who are like down low and stuff. And it got me to thinking about my own self and being down low, and like when I thought that I was attracted to women and stuff. Now, the thing of it is, my father, as well as myself, as well as the guys I dealt with who were down low, all had traumatic experiences. You understand? Now, you can have an experience that turn you away from that opposite sex. Like if you're a female, say for instance you grew up with some toxic masculine role models in your life, it can make you look at men a certain way, and it turn you completely off of them, and you go towards women. Or if you're a male, you can see women use men, and it turn you away from women. Or you can be sexually abused, you know what I mean? And by a woman, being sexually abused by a woman as a female, especially as a child, it can make you feel as though you're attracted to women. And as well with a guy, if you're sexually abused as a child, you know, it could make you confused and think that you're gay, but you're really not. It's just due to sexual trauma. Now, I don't believe that every gay person is a person who was traumatized into being gay. I do believe that there are some people who are born gay. Like, I believe that women and men can be born with the opposite, more of the opposite energy in their body. Like, okay, say for instance, you're a female and you're gay, but you were born that way. Nobody touched on you. You didn't have a negative outlook. You could have had positive parents, all of that. I believe that if you're born with more masculine energy in you, you're going to tend to lean towards wanting to date women. Just as well with a man, you can be born with more feminine energy in you, and you lean towards more, the dating men. So either way, I don't believe either's wrong. I believe the ones who are born gay, that's what you're meant to be. I believe the ones who are traumatized, I believe if you do healing, you'll find out what you like. And if you still like women or men after you heal from the trauma that you experienced, that's fine too. I don't believe in that you're going to hell because you love a certain way, because you love the same sex. I just don't believe it. I just don't. It's my personal belief. You understand? You have people that shame people for being down low. People that laugh about it and make fun of it, but don't understand most of these people are actually traumatized. To me, what I think, my belief is, especially finding out about my own father being bisexual, I feel like that it's the world that shames people and condemn people and make them so ashamed of themselves that they have to hide who they really are or what happened to them. You understand? Because sexual abuse, especially with anybody, is so secretive. Like with men, especially with men though, they are so ashamed that another man touched them. So it was like they were taught to be ashamed about it, especially since they were taught not to tell about it. And it turns you into a whole nother world. Also, you have secret organizations who breed young men into being bisexual, so then they're confused. You understand? And then they breed them into being with weaker women so they can gain that power and stuff. It's so much to this conversation, so much to this topic, and it gets so deep. And me and my friend, we got into such a deep conversation about this, because I actually see all of this kind of stuff really happen around me, to the point it's so much evil and hurt in this world. It's sad. It's really sad. Here you had a traumatizing experience as a child. Somebody raped you or hurt you mentally, physically, or emotionally abused you, and it turned you into something that now you're ashamed about. Yet you have to walk around on eggshells because you can't live your life out in the open, or everybody's going to judge you and talk about you. I've seen people pass around videos of guys who are in the closet, having sex with guys who are openly gay and stuff, and everybody's passing these videos around and laughing. And I just wish that people understood things like that. It's not funny. It is not funny. I can't imagine how I would feel if somebody outed me and I wasn't ready to share with the world who I really was, or what I really went through. I think it's the most disgustingest thing. You understand? That people don't understand. Nothing is funny about trauma. Somebody experiencing trauma becoming so hurt that they have to closet their lifestyle is not funny. It's not funny to out anybody. It's not funny to make fun of anybody. You understand? It's hurtful, actually, because just imagine all the pain they went through. Imagine if it was you and your story being told and passed around, videos of you being passed around. You was not ready to expose that part of you. And people say if you're ashamed of it, you shouldn't do it. But we all do shit out of shame and try to hide it. There's not one person in this world who's perfect and who haven't done something that they were shameful about. Not one perfect person. So I don't care what nobody say. Nobody's perfect. Everybody has done something they were not so proud of, and they would not want people to expose that. So it's like with the cults and the churches telling people they're going to hell, or trying to control and use that part of that person to gain that person's power. I think that's the most manipulative, evil thing that you can do. Hear this person hurting, and they some of them are secretly trying to get help and trying to understand why they're gay. You understand? But they're being told, if you have demons attached to you, which is not all false about the demons being attached, because your demons ain't nothing but the secrets and stuff you're ashamed of. Not a literal thing on you. You might have that nasty energy on you because you're shameful about it, and you should heal. I really believe you should heal. But healing is no easy walk in the park. I'll never sit here and fantasize healing. I'll never say to heal is so easy and it's going to be a piece of cake, because it's like revisiting those wounds, that trauma. It's like going to hell, literally. To me, that is what hell is. Hell is a state of mind. You understand? Being trapped in the past and reliving the past is hell. That's being in hell to me. You understand? That's just my belief. And to have people tell you, because you are the way you are, you're going to hell, so you got to change it. But don't tell you how to how to deal with it, how to cope with it. You understand? They don't give you the tools, the mental tools that you need, or the emotional support that you need to get through it, except pray to God. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I can't remember the little saying they say, prayer without work is what? I don't remember what that saying is. If you know what it is, you know. But you can't just pray about everything. You got to put that work in behind it too. Meaning, you got to put that time into healing and everything. You understand? And that's just not something a lot of people are willing to do, to go back and relive things that broke them so bad. Some people actually wish they were dead because of the trauma that they went through. You know what I mean? And I just feel like there's so many people out here trying to abuse and use that power that they hold over those people who are on the down low. And I just thank God that I'm a person who decided to out myself. You understand? Who decided that it's not even outing myself. I just live in my truth. I own every part of me. I'm not ashamed of nothing I've been through. Most of the stuff that traumatized me happened to me as a child. When you're a child, you're helpless. You can't help what happens to you. But as an adult, when you get older, you can decide to tap back into that and heal that and give understanding and let your inner child know that it wasn't their fault. And no matter what, you're worthy of love. You understand? I give myself that. I give myself that. So I have no shame about nothing I've done, nothing that I've been through, none of the traumas I've experienced, because I was a child. And even if I had trauma and stuff happen to me as an adult, I didn't know better. You understand? Ignorance is never an excuse as an adult, but it's also, you can also be still emotionally immature, because we really stopped growing emotionally at the age that we had trauma happen to us. Like if you were 7 years old and things, traumatic experience, you were raped and stuff, emotionally you stopped growing then. That's when you stopped, your growth was stunted emotionally. So you growing up with the emotions of stuck at the age of 7, you know? That's what a lot of narcissistic people are. Children, grown-ups with children trapped in a grown-up's body. They still have the mental of a child, because that's the age that they were traumatized at. You understand? Hope I'm making sense. So I want to get into the people who are born gay, back into the people who are born gay, like I was saying earlier on in the video. You can be born, I'm just sitting here watching her play with her wipes. That's why I keep looking down. You can be born with more feminine energy than you are a man, than you have masculine energy as a man. And you have churches telling you that you're going to hell for being gay, but yet you were born with that energy in your body. I think that's the most evilest thing, one of the most evilest things you can do or say to a person. Now you have this person, could be a man or a woman, you have this person hating themselves and constantly trying to get rid of something that's really naturally born a part of them. So they're fighting their demons, if you want to say, because they're not accepting themselves fully. You know, I think that's like, it's fucked up. If I can, it's fucked up to me. And that's why I can't follow nothing that man put their hands on, no book, no religion, because man is flawed than a motherfucker. And that's just my belief, that you can be born gay. And who are you to tell somebody if they're born gay, they're wrong and they're going to hell? So that means when they was already put into this world, they was naturally going to hell because they were born with more more feminine energy. Stop, stink. More feminine energy. Don't throw nothing at me. What? Don't touch my camera. Leave my camera alone. I don't have time for your drama tonight. Yeah, well, whatever. Yeah, okay. Okay. But yeah, so that's just my belief on like gay people and being down low. You know, I feel like it's two different kinds of people in the world. Should accept you no matter how you are. Unfortunately, the world don't. That's the reality of it. Most people are ignorant to trauma and they think it's funny. But to be honest, what I found out that most times when people making fun of things, it's because they really had that kind of thing residing on the inside of them. Remember, most of the things people say about you and they talk about you about, they really doing projection. Meaning they can relate. Stop, stink. Meaning they can relate to whatever they laughing about you about. So they laughing because you have a video out of you being caught with a transgender person, you know, but the whole time they have some skeletons in their closet about them being gay. But they don't nobody want their business put on the forefront. You know? I just feel like if everybody just worked on themselves, you worry about yourself and not worry about other people, the world would be such a better place for everybody. Which I understand is probably not realistic, but it really should be. It would be nice if it was, you know. But that's just my take on down low people, down low women and down low men, and basically gay people.